We should have a good one on tap here today. It's the Conquistadors coming in at 0-3, going up against the Packers, who come in at 2-2. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
All right, Larry, it is the third largest stadium in the world with a capacity of over 95,000 as we are inside the Estadio Azteca here in the capital city of Mexico. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one between the Green Bay Packers and the Mexico City Conquistadors. They come up in an offset eye. Now a play fake here on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Second down now after the incompletion. The first carry for DeAndre Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Now, back in my old days, before college, I played a little bit of offense. I used to love to pitch the ball to my backs. How about that pitch right on that play?
Yeah, going right. People run to the right more to the left, don't they, in real life and in video games.
That is true. A lot of offenses constructed to run to the right side of the line of scrimmage. Those big tackles, usually your power blockers.
And this defense is on the field right now and just looking to keep the momentum, the mojo going from a week ago.
Partner, this defense is full of confidence. They feel great about themselves, and they don't think anyone can move the ball on them now.
J.J. Nelson, the intended target, and it's third down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
They have a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So the folks here in the stands this afternoon, they're happy about that one. Their guys get the early advantage after the opening drive field goal.
And they should be happy. Their guys look good getting down the field, and that's got to give them hope that good things are in store here today.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Shift together here from the D-line. They come out here in the eye. And they give this time to the tailback. And it worked his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 3 yards to go on second down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Here we go.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. They go play action here on first down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Play action. They'll throw. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Fielded at the 20. A great return there of 22 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there. And a look now at the starting defense.
As Darius Slay continues to improve at the quarterback position, he may live up to his own nickname as the Slaymaker.
On third down, Brissett. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Touchdown, Packers. Their big tight end, his second touchdown on the season. And the Packers have taken the early lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come up in an offset eye. They'll look to throw here on first down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often...
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Randy Gregory coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7. They'll look to throw here. And his throw here's incomplete.
That's a really fine play there because anytime you see a comeback route, that means you cannot just stay in one spot and make a play on the ball. You've got to move your feet and move with the receiver, and that's exactly what he did.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion.
Now let's go!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he connects with Ebron. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed.
That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Another shot here from the 2 as they come up on 3rd and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll go with a keeper. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Brandon, to me, that was a surprising call to begin with. 3rd and 2 quarterback sneak. No gain almost seems fitting.
Yeah, 2 yards, that's too much to sneak there, right?
I think so. I think you got to hand it off to someone and try and get some blockers in front.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And he slings one that's incomplete. Ten yards still left on 2nd down. They come up in an offset eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And some space here. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Little pitch play, toss play. Allows the running back to get some vision and some big guys to get out in front. This time they did it to the right side.
Yeah, went to the right side. Is there a preference, right or left, for a lot of these guys that run the ball at this level?
I know in the good old days, most teams were constructed to run to the right side. I can't tell you exactly why. That was the power side. The left side was what they used to call the quick side. But in this case, the power won. 7
yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Throwing, Brissett, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Throwing again, Brissett on 2nd and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the 1st half.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go. 1, 9.
Brissett again. And now another one thrown incomplete. And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield.
And that'll be off the crossbar and out and short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. That is incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. That'll bring up second down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
On second down, Washington. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The big fella, 30. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So it'll be first down here after the run. They'll try to punch it in with Yeldon. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed. And that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Offense working with a 2nd and goal now from the 3. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Laquan Treadwell, his first touchdown of the year. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now back out comes the offense. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you. Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now.
Watch it now, Barney! Over!
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jake Ryan in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Fielded at the 33. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this.
Let's go.
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Brissett now on 2nd down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Richard Rodgers, that time. And it's 3rd and short.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown one interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Brissett finds his target, Montgomery. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back. In that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a 1st down.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Again, it's Brissett. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Tahir Whitehead from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. A 2nd down throw for Brissett. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And here now the offense heading back out there. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They come up in an offset eye. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Pass interference call. Charles, you were a defender. You know how hard it is to defend the pass without committing this penalty.
And if they would let them play with a little bit more contact to give the defender a better chance, we wouldn't have nearly as many flags.
They go play action here on 1st down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
All right, here we go.
He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Well, here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw. It's caught. Nelson. And touchdown. J.J. Nelson as the first half is winding down. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, where they want to let their return guy touch it.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Second down following the run.
Come on, let's go.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On play action, Brissett backing up. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we come upon halftime with a tie score, 13-all. As we check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
double
dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down.
Come on, let's go.
Brissett now on second down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it. 3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
An expecting pass. Here's Brissett. And he will find his man on the outside. Touchdown, Packers. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers have moved out in front. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
To return, it's DeAndre Washington. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Here we go now. Philly. Here we go. Over.
They come up in an offset eye. Back to throw here. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. A good pickup there at 22.
I know that rookie quarterbacks have to earn veteran receivers' trust. Maybe we saw that on that play with that type of effort, huh?
Yeah, helping out the rook with a heck of a catch. On first, here's Washington. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game.
And all the way in for the touchdown. J.J. Nelson, his second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And he's got it up and through. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Brissett on first down. Over the middle, he's got Treadwell. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage.
Here we go.
Shift together here from the D-line. 2nd down, Brissett. Caught on the right side by Treadwell. 23 yards on the play. Really nice little connection there. They go with the corner route, and it works out well. And
the best way to set up the corner route is to throw slants throughout the ball game so that when you're able to get back outside, the defender has to respect the inside game.
They come out here in the eye, and they'll go on the ground. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Come on, let's go. Brand 38. Ohio.
A 2nd down throw for Brissett. He's going to let this one go deep. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. To throw, Brissett. He's going to go up top again. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is fielded inside the 5. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And possession will switch here as this offense will come on deep in their own territory. And tough starting field position here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Second down following the incompletion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on third down.
Here we go now. Watch Detroit! Detroit!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that's incomplete.
Let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys. Because the offensive guys always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. I think that's Sherman down. Yes, it is. Apparently shaken up there. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together.
Here we go.
Play action now. Brissett. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Offense needs 11. Have to think pass here on third down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On third down, Brissett. And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
A first down throw for Brissett. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Now a handoff looking right. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front? Creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility.
That's caught by Treadwell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Back now in Mexico City. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Here we go.
Brissett now on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down.
Here we go. Fire 38. Fire 38.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot.
Ohio. Ohio. Flex round. Flex round.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Here's Ryan Allen now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Looking to throw. Going for the deep ball. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown. J.J. Nelson. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And his guys are going to take the lead.
And that 3rd counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without him, they're not winning this game.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we've got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Shift together here from the D-line. They go play action here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Their big tight end. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And his kick is good. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this offense ready to take over again.
Here we go.
Now a play fake here on first down. Caught by Nelson left side. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
A gain of 32 that time. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them. When you hear screen, screen, screen on defense, that's a little bit scary because you know a big play might result.
He was so ready to get to part 2 of the screen, he forgot part 1, couldn't get the ball. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They pitch to Washington. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. DeAndre Washington, his first touchdown on the year. And his guys are going to take the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Let's go!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
There are so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
They come up in an offset eye. Brissett sets to throw it. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. It's 3rd and long for Brissett. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing.
And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And the defense in desperate need of a stop. They have to get off the field and get the ball back to their offense if they want a chance. They'll set up to throw. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. He'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Nick Perry with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And now the Packers get set to go. To throw. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain. I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
And this will be caught at the 30. A very solid gain of 27. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
They'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. That is caught at the 7. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. He's back to throw. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Let's go.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Let's go. Over.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to let it go again. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Now this offense ready to head back out there. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. They come up in an offset eye. Now a first throw here in overtime. He's going to float this. They've got his man complete. And give him a gain of 37. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, partner?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this all the way through. Who's going to win it? Oh, what? We're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field. Very tough. Not a surprise it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. But the execution was pretty darn good.
So for Mexico City, it took a few weeks, but they're into the win column now at 1-3. And now it's off to the airport for a date with customs and a long flight north to the U.S. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. And for Charles Davis and our entire